So this is one of our clients in Texas, this facility in particular that we're looking at here. And this is a very good example of oftentimes we will get calls, and the problem we always hear is we need more calls. We need more admissions, right? We're losing money. I can't tell you how often the case is that the marketing is probably one of the least of their worries at this current point in time. So this particular client has a fantastic tool resource here that we can make available to our clients to do daily revenue tracking. It's a fantastic tool. And so as you can see here, what has happened is we are in this particular facility, we have detox, residential, and PHP. This is actually for the month of July. And so in July, we can see that we had a lot of PHP here. We can see that our average daily reimbursement was about $6,700. So for this particular treatment provider, this was not a profitable number. So that's problematic. So now what do we need to do? We need to say, okay, look, PHP is not reimbursing at a rate that's really profitable for us, so we need to cut PHP out and bring in more residential and more detox patients. Another thing you can look at is in-network versus out-of-network. For this particular client, we actually pushed the marketing more towards out-of-network, and so we were able to increase by 42%. Remember right off the top of my head the number of out-of-network patients that they were bringing in just by making sure that their marketing was more integrated, more diversified, and more strategic in the way it was being done. So this is the beginning of July. We see here we're looking at these average daily reimbursements of, let's say $6,500 on average. We move to the second half of the month. We've cut PHP out. We said we're not really going to take on patients for PHP. And as you can see here, as we get towards the end of the month, $7,500 a day, $10,000 a day, $9,000 a day. So we've had almost an 80% increase in revenue at this facility just by recognizing the fact that we needed to cut PHP out of the mix. We had another provider that we just worked with in California, very similar situation. They thought that they had issues on the marketing and their call admission center end. We went in, there was issues around their clinical, around their billing, and around the way that they did their financial tracking. Within a month, we were able to triple their revenue simply by making corrections in those areas. So it's very, very important to understand that your marketing is just a small piece or a section of what needs to be understood for profitability. And when you're doing things like daily tracking, you can catch issues around revenue, around profitability, around costs that you might not be able to see on a month-to-month basis. So again, this is a fantastic tool. It kind of creates, almost replaces the need for a CFO, particularly for smaller facilities.